So this is it, the 488 GTB. The start of a new chapter for Ferrari, embracing downsizing and forced induction for its mid-engined V8 supercars. The 488 has a 3.9-litre V8 with two twin-scroll IHI turbochargers. Power is up nearly 100 horsepower over the 458 Italia to 661 at 8,000 RPM, and torque has leapt from 398 foot-pounds to up to 560. The numbers are borderline ludicrous. 0 to 62 in 3 seconds dead, and the real killer 0 to 124 miles an hour in 8.3. I tell you what though, this car has some legacy to live up to. The 458 Speciale. Now in theory the 488 replaces the Italia, but no one bought an Italia once this thing arrived. It is absolutely the benchmark. Now you already know how amazing this car is, how it manages to meld itself to every input the driver make, and somehow feels agile and manic almost, but also super controlled. It is just joyously, shockingly precise, this car. Of course, the normally aspirated V8 engine is absolutely key to that, is critical. Throttle response is instant, and that's what makes this car so spectacular to drive. Be it when you're just driving and enjoying the response and the noise, or when you're pushing to the limit and you need to be able to meter out the power with pinpoint accuracy. That's why this car's so special. This drivetrain is just incredible. So much control, so much precision, and a delivery that just builds and builds until you think the thing's going to explode. I have no doubt the 488 will be faster than this car, but how can it match the sheer excitement of this engine and this car? Of course, forced induction isn't entirely new to Ferrari. And if I remember correctly, the last mid-engine V8 with two turbochargers out of Maranello wasn't too bad at all. You may remember it, they called it the F40.
So the F40, the iconic Ferrari road car, and turbocharging never did this car any harm now, did it? In fact, the 2.9 litre V8 twin turbo in this car, just like the Speciales, absolutely defines what this thing is all about. We know that the 488 needs to match the breathtaking response of the Speciale, but what can the new car learn from the F40? Well, I guess this thing epitomises drama and just all-consuming fury. And when this car is on boost, it is extraordinary. Like many F40s, it's running more power than it did back in the day, and the combination of let's say 600 horsepower and not much more than 1,100 kilograms is unbelievable. And the fact that it comes in one big bag, well, it just adds to it. It really does.
Of course, this is old school turbocharging. Just watch the F40 when it hits boost.
Dario Franchitti, the Evo contributor, and I think he did a bit of racing. Anyway, he said driving an F40 quick is like playing a musical instrument. Well, sometimes it feels like you're trying to play several all at once. But imagine a car with the instantaneous response of the Speciale and the fury and drama of the F40. Is that asking too much of the 488? Maybe. But let's find out, shall we?
Our first taste of the 488 GTB is, of course, in Italy, on the roads we know so well around the factory. Sadly, our video guru Sam Riley was suddenly taken ill just prior to our flight. Don't worry, he's still alive. I know this because he's been moaning about the quality of our Italian footage ever since.
So let's talk about pure performance first. Is this a step on from the 458 and the Speciale? I think absolutely yes. Despite pegging the torque in the lower gears, there's this sensation that you're just being pushed along by this huge wave. It's familiar actually from the McLaren 650S, but the throttle response is cleaner and the turbos seem to work over a wider operating window. It's a really good turbo motor. Mapping individual torque maps for gears 1 to 3 and then 4, 5, 6 and 7 sounds weird, doesn't it? It actually feels surprisingly natural, and it's allowed Ferrari to keep nice short gearing, creates good traction, and it allows you to build the power delivery so it feels like it's building to that 8,000 peak power output. Let's talk about some other stuff on this car. The chassis. This has got the new side slip control angle 2, which we know all about from the Speciale. Effectively, it sets the car a target slip angle. This sounds brilliant. It sets the car a target slip angle, and then it manipulates the EDIF ESC to hit that target. But what's new with this car, it also uses the magnetic dampers. So if you go beyond that target, you're too sideways in effect. It will stiffen up the front dampers, soften off the rears to give you more stability, to get you back to that target, to make the car easier to drive and keep it in the optimum balance all the time. In CT off mode, which is when you really get to feel it, it's about perfect for the road, for these empty sort of fantasy roads. And if you turn everything off, it's still working, not working the brakes, just working the EDIF dampers to keep you as much as you want to be on this perfect slip angle. So on these amazing roads, this beautiful day, how do we feel about the 488 GTB? Well, it's hard to criticise. The ride is super supple, really composed. The engine is mighty and the throttle response for a turbo, fantastic. The gearbox, so fast, so precise. Okay, there's a little more understeer than you get in a Speciale on those Cup 2 tyres, but still you can play with the balance, you can still make this car do stuff that you just can't do in its rival cars. So in that respect, it is amazing. I'm just not quite getting those Speciale goosebumps.
But what about the noise? Ferrari went to great lengths to create a true supercar soundtrack for this car, and in the press presentation we were shown any number of unfathomable soundwave analysis charts. Out in the wild, the noise is, well, okay. The final rush from 6 to 8,000 RPM has a bit of F40 craziness about it when the turbos whistle demonically, but the sharpness and purity of the old 4.5 litre V8 is for the most part absent. This or a Huracan's V10 at 8,500 RPM, I'm afraid there's no contest.
I know the Speciale is that stripped out special, but normally with Ferrari each generation is ramped up so much that doesn't matter. And it is ramped up. It's so much quicker, this car. But there's just something, a little of that precision, a little of that absolute playfulness has been lost. This car is magic, just not quite as magic as a Speciale. They've got a job to do when they bring out the lightweight one of these.
For more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Evo channel.